Hi everyone, I am on a field trip today and I will be back later during the day and I will be checking messages during period 9. So if you need anything, please just Schoology message and I will message you back. Today you got to do a couple of things. First thing being, please complete your warm-up. That is a quick review of your vocab words that you have a quiz on this Friday and just grammar. Second thing, you are working on your personal narrative outline. This is a quick update. You will be checked for credit tomorrow at the beginning of class. I'm looking to see that your introduction and 3 body paragraphs are finished. That will be one of the last grades for marking period 1. So if you're looking to bring your grade up, that could help you. Lastly, if you finish your personal narrative outline, you can go ahead, study your vocab on Quizlet, complete your extra credit vocab sheet, or if you have work for another class, you may also do that. Okay, so this is a quick reminder. If you don't have these notes already somewhere in your outline, I would make a note right now that your first body paragraph, that should really cover your exposition and rising action. So the conflict is introduced and it starts to heat up. Your story is progressing. In body paragraph 2, that is going to be your climax, like the most interesting, emotional, exciting part of your story. And then your third body paragraph will cover your falling action and resolution. Again, if you don't have a note of that, please just pause the video right now and make yourself a note. Yesterday, you filled out your plot diagram, so you should be referring to that as you're completing your outline today. Also, as a quick note, as you're working through your outline, every single paragraph is going to ask you to click or to circle the sense that you want to appeal to strongly in whatever paragraph you're on. So please either circle, you want to appeal strongly to what you saw, what you heard, what you smelled, etc. Jot down any details or figurative language that you come up with in the little space below so you don't forget to include it. This is also a reminder that you need to include at least one type or at least one example of each type of figurative language: metaphor, simile, personification, and hyperbole. Okay, so for your first body paragraph, and you guys finished your introductions yesterday, for your first body paragraph, that should be about 7 to 10 sentences, and this is where you're starting to introduce and explain the conflict. Like, what is just going on? Where does the story start? How does the conflict start getting introduced? So this is going to, again, cover your exposition and rising action. Please go ahead, refer to your plot diagram that you filled out yesterday as you're filling out this particular section of your outline. So in the left-hand side, it's listing out the things that you do need to include. So start introducing the conflict. If the story is, again, maybe my sister and I got into a car accident and that's what I'm writing my personal narrative on, then you're going to start introducing the steps that took you to that car accident. Did you decide to go to the grocery store? Did you get into the car with your sister and get onto the highway? Did you see a red convertible that's weaving in and out of traffic and driving kind of dangerously? That starts to introduce the conflict where the reader can then think, maybe something's up with that car. I wonder if that's going to be an issue. Background information, just again, what do I need to know to understand what's going on? Who's with you in the story? Where are you? What's going on? What time? That sort of background information. And then lastly, what's happening? Just describe what people are doing in the story, including yourself. Second body paragraph, again, 7 to 10 sentences, you're working through the conflict. So this is going to cover your climax. So again, referring back to my example, maybe at this point, my sister and I were hit by that red convertible, and that's the huge conflict, that we got into a car accident, and working through the conflict would mean like we cover what happened in the moment, how do you feel directly after, what's going on right after that car accident as you work through that conflict. So you're going to explain more about how this is impacting you and kind of changing the course of your story. More information and details, again, what do I need to know? And then lastly, again, what's going on? For your third body paragraph, you're resolving the conflict. So this is the end of your story, and this is going to cover your falling action and resolution. Please just go ahead, refer to your plot diagram that you filled out yesterday as you keep filling your outline out. You're continuing to talk about the problem, more information and details, and again, covering what is going on, the actions in the story. Once you go ahead and get to your conclusion, this is focused on what you learned from your story. So you need to include the following elements in whatever order that you want. You got to end your story. Is there a clear resolution to your story, or is it ongoing? Let me know. So maybe, again, going back to that car accident example, maybe it ended with us having to go to a hospital. We broke our our arm and our leg, but now we're okay and there's no ongoing conflict. That was all resolved. Maybe it is an ongoing conflict. It's really up to what your story is. You're also going to include the lesson that you learned, or kind of tell the reader what they should take away from your experience. And then last but not least, if there's any final actions that you need to wrap up, this is where you got to do it. As a quick reminder, again, your outline, introduction, and 3 body paragraphs will be checked for credit at the beginning of class tomorrow. You need to have those finished so that way you are on track to finish your entire personal narrative. That final draft is going to be due on Friday.